I'm reflecting on something that I'm coming to terms with, and that is the Caro perception of time. Most of us think that time and envisioning is of the future, that we ready ourselves for what we see or envision. And what I'm learning and what the Caro are sharing with us is that time is behind us, that the future is behind, and that what we see in front of us is the past. You can really understand that in terms of what we receive with our eyes is just a tiny, tiny moment after it's occurred. And what the Caro believe is that the future comes and enfolds us, that the future is behind and flows through us, and it gives us such an interesting concept to work with, seeing energy coming from behind and flowing through as if we're the living rainbow. It's as if we create our life ahead of us from the future that's informing us from behind. And one aspect that I think is worth noting is that the women especially wear their cloths behind them, that the Caro always have a scarf or a hat with patterns of energy. So in effect, they're informing the energy that flows through them, and then they themselves create a new mix of energetic matrix that goes out into the world. And it gives me pause to sense the patterns that the Caro wear. Doña Juanita today wore a beautiful luminescent licla, is what they're called, these mestanas that they wear over their shoulders. And it's so interesting that the women are the visioners of the patterns of the cloth. The women vision what will show up on the mestanas, and they're getting that information from the future from behind, and it informs them, and it flows through their being and flows through their hands into the cloth. So it gives me a whole new appreciation of availability, not so much to envision something in particular that we want to achieve, but it speaks to a greater openness to all of life that flows through, and that we can have our impact on what it is that we manifest in the world, but that it doesn't come from us. We aren't the original creators. We are the ones who receive energy from behind us. We are the ones who create a presence with our very being. And these patterns can help to inform this energy. These patterns can help to create our own special matrix that we place out into the world. Fascinating, I think. Why don't you experiment and see what happens when you wear a cloth or have something around your neck that is an organizer of energy, to see what transpires in the front, and to loosen our hold, for instance, on the future, and to open up to what's possible of how the future flows through us in beautiful rainbow ways.